07, turn right, heading 185, reduce speed 180 knots.
185 on the heading, 180 on the Takeoff Air 007.
Speedbird 124, reduce speed 160 knots to 40 me.
160 to 4024.
Hi there guys, Matt here, hope you're all well and welcome back to a P3D video. I apologise for the infrequency, if that's a word, of the videos over the last couple of weeks. Let's just say that I took a vacation or a holiday. That actually wasn't the case, but I guess it's easier to just say that than make some crazy excuse, which there really isn't one. What happened was I upgraded to Windows 10, and as a direct result of upgrading to Windows 10, my X55, Cytec X55, stopped working. Well, I say it stopped working. The throttle stopped working. The actual joystick itself was okay. But Cytec have still not released the Windows 10 drivers for the X55, rendering it completely useless. So I kind of stood my ground a little bit, and I was hoping that they would release the new drivers within the first couple of weeks, but we're almost a month into the release of Windows 10 and still nothing. They do say they're working on it, but as someone on Twitter once said, it has turned into a very expensive paperweight and has caused much headache amongst the people that actually have an X55. Some people have it working okay in Windows 10. I did at first, but then it just stopped, so there's that. It was a little bit annoying, but hey ho, that is life. Anyway, there is a lamppost. That was interesting. Trying to pan around and pan into a lamppost. Very good. Okay, you've seen EasyJet before, just nothing new to you. You've seen the Airbus before, again, nothing new to you. The paint, though, may be a little bit new to you. This is another one from Alex Farmer, Gold Star Textures. I can't remember the date that he published this, but it's been lurking around on my hard drive for maybe a couple of weeks now, and I've not really had chance or time to give it a test run and see what it's all about. It's the Amsterdam one, the EasyJet Amsterdam one, Golf Echo Zulu Delta November, is a registration if you are curious. And once again, Alex has done a sterling job with the repaint. I don't really need to big him up more than he needs to be bigged up. He already knows that he's good, and so does everyone else. So you can go find that on AvSim or head over to his Facebook page. I would assume there is a link to it there. But yeah, he's been doing some really cool repaints recently. He did the EVA Air one, the 777 with all of the cartoons on the side. I'm going to probably take that to Manila or something, because there's some nice scenery down in Manila in the not too distant future. Anyway, enough rambling. Again, apologise for the delay. We're back in the swing of things now, and this is EZY48. No, it's not. It's EZY48 Foxtrot Romeo from here in the UK. We're at Stansted using the new Stansted UK 2000 Stansted Extreme version 4, which if you are a version 3 customer, you get 50% off, and that is now making it a grand total of £8.50 for this. Yeah, I love Gary. He's a decent guy. He prices his things to absolute perfection. And we are going to be flying down to Ibiza, or Ibiza, or Ibiza, whatever you want to call it. I call it Ibiza. The Aerosoft just released a new Ibiza X Evolution, which is now installed on my hard drive. Thank you very much. So we are going to take it for a test run down to there and see what that scenery is all about. A little bit of an annoyance, and I need to really read up on why it does this, but when you install the Ibiza, it essentially deactivates Palma. So you can't fly into Palma and Ibiza at the same time. Maybe it's a memory thing, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, so if anyone knows why that is, then let me know, or point me in the direction of someone that can explain it. It's a bit weird, so any Ibiza to Palma requests will be ignored. It's that simple, because I can't do it, unless you want to look at default scenery, which I'm sure you don't. What was I going to say? I was just about to say something then. Oh, that was it, yeah, VATSIM. I'm not on VATSIM anymore in this video. Well, I say anymore, it sounds like I'm never going on VATSIM anymore, and that's not true. I'm not going on VATSIM in this video, and I probably won't be going on VATSIM in a great deal of videos unless there are events on. I figure that there's very little point flying on VATSIM when there's no ATC, so I think I'm just going to save the VATSIM videos for when we do events, like, you know, cross the pond and whatever else they do over on VATSIM. But you will notice we have traffic, which is nice. I finally got my Traffic 6 to work with P3D. And although the apron is relatively blank at the moment, there are bits of aircraft floating around. Sadly not on this middle apron here, but there are, I promise you. But yeah, so my Traffic 6 is up and running, so it means that we'll actually get to see aircraft. They follow real schedules. You can download the schedules. This is set to summer or spring 2015, so it's not quite up to date, but it's up to date enough to be able to see your favorite, I almost said couriers then, your favorite carriers. I've got couriers stuck in my mind because for some reason Amazon now apparently do Sunday delivery, and it's still, my mind is still blown. I got an email yesterday afternoon when I was sat working, and it said, "Oh hey, your delivery is due today," and I was like, "What?" It's Sunday. But apparently they deliver on Sunday. So anyway, I completely went off the point there. But hey ho, that's the way I roll. Okay, so zero fuel weight today, 51.1 tons, taking a grand total of 124 peeps, and 11 of those are infants. Apparently people like to take their infants to Ibiza. Fuel, 8.5 tons, that gives us just over 4 hours of flying time. Duration today is in the region of 2 hours and 7 minutes. What else can I tell you? I can tell you that, if I click on my other screen, the sound goes, but we're cruising at flight level 370, and we are routing out of here, out via Compton, which will take us off runway, is it 04 or runway 22? 04 today, so we'll be taking off from down that direction, and then taking off and turning left, and we'll be routing north of Stansted, over the top of North London, and then down into the western side of the country, over France, down into Spain, passing over the top of Barcelona, and just out to the west of Palma, of which you will not see any scenery because it disabled it, and then descending into Ibiza. Okay, enough, pluralize please, and let's get this show on the road. It's good to be back. Okay, so GSX wants me to close the right aft door and the front one as well. I'm trying to record this in 60 FPS, although it's not 60 FPS in the sim because that's a myth. I could do 60 FPS, and I would get 60 FPS if I was out in the desert with no add-on scenery, but I'm not, so right now I'm getting 45, 44. I'm hoping it looks smoother than 30. If it starts to lag because it's not hitting 60 FPS, and I am going to cry myself to sleep tonight. But for now, it's okay. We can, well, we'll see what happens. 60 FPS may work for us, who knows. Anyway, we can close the catering doors because they're done. We have food on board. We can load the load sheet, so you'll see now it gives us 8.5 tons of fuel. I'm just going to instant that because I don't want to wait around. You can see the fuel on board here in the middle has changed. And what else can we do? Nothing. Let's program the MCDU, but first of all, let me just align the IRSs. So nav, and turn the battery on as well. Nav, and nav. Excelente. Okay, so we've got the latest nav database. July to August 2015, 1508 is the one we need. And we are going from EGSS to LEIB identifier for Ibiza. I have a company routing because PFPX is a baller, and we are heading to Palma if something goes wrong. Let's see, flight number, I said it once before, it's EZY48 Foxtrot Romeo, and we can align the IRSs. Cost index apparently is 9, but don't believe everything you read on the internet. And the temperature up at flight level 370 is minus 49 degrees. Next page, 8.5 tons of lovely something fuel. I'm not quite sure what it's fueled us with, but there you go. And then we can start programming things. So the departure is runway 04, Compton to Sierra, and that's in there. The performance page, transition altitude 6,000 feet. We're flaps 1 today, with 0.2 down. It's a bit of down trim. And it tried to calculate 57, but I want to do 40. Speeds we will trust. Okay, that gives us a pretty decent margin. So QNH is 1018, speed pushed in, heading pushed in, altitude. Well, there's no ATC, but I'll set 4K anyway, and everything else is good to go. Weather radar not required. Transponder we can set to 2000, even though we're not on VATSIM. It's always a good habit to get into. We can turn the seatbelt signs on now, and we can fire the APU up. We can also put all the fuel pumps on, and now it's just a case of waiting 4 minutes for the IRSs to align. I'm just thinking if there's anything I can talk about. Oh yeah, actually there is, I suppose. For those of you that are a member of Project Fly, or you signed up to Project Fly and haven't received an email to either activate your account or you wanted to reset your password or something like that, we have been trying to iron out this bug with the email or the mailing server for about 3 or 4 weeks now. And yeah, we should have just basically wiped the server and started again, but we didn't. We carried on going, and now we've actually fixed it, so there we go. So if you can't log into Project Fly because your account wasn't activated, then we've activated all of the applications up until today. So if you register after you watch this and you still don't get an email, then you need to email me. But if you want to reset your password because you've forgotten it, obviously, then you can just do that now and you will get an email sent to your email address. Sorry it took so long, but hey ho, that's the joys of part-time developing. You can't really get stuff done all the time because my day is broken into about 6 different pieces. Although you have you have Dave to thank for the fact that the email stuff was fixed, because it was actually him that fixed it for me. So there we go. Also regarding Project Fly, version 2 will launch in October the 4th, more specifically, whilst I am at Cosford at the Flight Sim show. So if you are looking forward to all of the promises from version 1.3, including career mode, the long-awaited career mode, then you will have that, and then some. 4th of October, mark it in your diaries, and we should be good. Everything is looking very, very well for it at the moment. You can follow it on Twitter as well. If you follow Project Fly on Twitter, we tend to post development updates on Twitter for you to read, just in case people have this preconceived idea that it's dead in the water and nothing is going on with it, which I guess I can understand, but it's not difficult to just ask someone and they'll tell you, you know, oh yeah, it's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a long-winded development process. And as you can see, I'm just rabbiting on to pass time because editing was never my strong point, which means that the more I talk, the less I have to edit and cut and chop and delete and merge and everything else. So there's that. IRSs, though, should be good to go very soon. We can actually request pushback. It wants us to close the aft left door for some reason. I'll do that. Pushback and departure is requested. I'm not sure if it's going to ask me for a direction. I would like it to go nose right, because nose left... Oh, look, there's a Arini ATR. For some reason, with EasyDock, I can't zoom in the VC. You can hear me tapping the keys. But if I go to a wing view, like so, then I can zoom on the wing view with no problem. There you go. There it is. Arini Air Services ATR 72. I swear a guy that I used to know on IVAO, a guy called Adam Hillier, I met him a couple of times in real life. I swear now he flies those things. I think it was an ATR. It might be for Flybe, though. I don't think Flybe operate them anymore. But yeah, Adam Hillier's... I swear he did. I swear he did. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But if you know him, then maybe you do. I think he's quite popular. Or maybe he isn't, and I'm just talking complete rubbish. Why is prepare for pushback and departure not letting me do things? Boarding is completed. Catering service is done. I can't prepare for pushback, so I'm going to reset position then. And go from there. We'll shut the doors while it's doing that. Prepare for pushback. Okay, there we go. It was bugged out. So now it's preparing for pushback. Is the APU on? Yes, it is. So we can get rid of the external power. And we can also get rid of the ground services now. The parking brake is on. So that is pretty much everything good to go. We'll turn the weather radar on in a sec, but not just yet. And we have a long-ass taxi down to runway 04, sadly. But oh well. That's life. I can't actually hear GSX. I think they're in like a world of their own. Yeah, locking gear. I guess it's my sound configuration is just a bit weird for it, so it doesn't know really what to do. Oh, it's a nice pushback tug as well. It's not the tow bar one. It's the one that lifts the actual nose gear up into the air, which is pretty cool. Let me edit the easy dock view there so we can actually look back at that. Alright, cool. So we're ready to go. So parking, beacon and parking brake. And away we go. Commencing pushback, all engines clear. I wonder where that... Is that ATR going to take off on runway 22? Or did he vacate and he's parking... I'm hoping he's taxiing to Stan. Otherwise that's going to be interesting. There's no other aircraft around. Oh look! Nice! A Ryanair is landing. See, now this is a problem with AI. I've no idea how smooth it's going to be. You can see though all of its lights are on and everything, and its flaps are down and its gears down, so it has moving animations. Now whether it goes Mach 2 into the ground is something we're yet to see. Dude. It was alright. Do we get spoilers? Do we get reverses? I can't really see it. I can see spoilers. I don't know about reverses though. Anyway, back to my pushback. Where are we? There we go. Okay, that ATR's actually parking up, which is good. So it is runway 04 that the AI are using. So we can start number 2. Where did that Ryanair go? There we go. He's slowing down up there. I can't have my AI on too high because my frame rate just dies. It's really quite bad. You know what? I have a feeling that my sound is muted. If I press Q now and it unmutes, I rip headphone users. I'm warning you now. Yeah, my sound was muted. I'm so bad. Oh well, now it's no longer muted. Because I have the red text messages turned off, so I can't see when stuff like that's happening. Parking brake set, and we'll start one. Ryanair's just vacated. There's a PTU doing its thing. I'm going to turn the weather radar on, I think. Have a scan of the area, see what's going on. Engine 1's coming online. Turn the TCAS on as well, why not? Apparently there's another aircraft on final. You can see it on TCAS there. Apparently there's multiple aircraft in the vicinity. Now, I don't know if I meant to taxi to the runway on the inside or the outside taxiway, but I'm just going to go straight down here, I think, and just hope that that's okay. Okay, cool. Engines are up and running, so auto brake max, spoilers armed, we want flat config 1, and we want to ditch the APU. Taxi light, turn off light. Trim needs to be 0.2 down, that's the wrong way. 0.12 down, whoops, no, 0.2. There we go. So full left, full right, all the way back, and all the way forward. Pedals to the left, and pedals to the right. Good. Everything out the way? Yep, he's gone. Parking brake released. Bit of power. Check the takeoff config, which is done. And away we go. And I can see that guy. You can see him there with his lights on, just coming through the haze there. We'll take a slow taxi down to runway 04. I have a feeling that that is another Ryanair. I can't quite see, but Ryanair definitely dominates Stansted. So there's that. Is it a Ryanair? Yeah, I think that's a Ryanair. It has to be. Maybe. It doesn't look orange, so it's definitely not an EasyJet. And it slammed it into the ground, so it's definitely a Ryanair. I'm gonna get hated on now by all the Ryanair pilots. Why is my plane just sort of veering to the left and right? It was really awkward. My EasyDock has been doing some weird funky things over the last couple of days, which is not fun. So for example, before I was just rotating and it went upside down, the view, so I couldn't see what I was doing. It's pretty interesting. So I'm slightly fearful of it doing it again, but we'll see. Was it a Ryanair? It was, wasn't it? Of course it was. Yeah, it was. Nice. Taxiing at 32 knots. Stelios would be proud. Beautiful man. I wonder if the traffic package has like GA flights and stuff, so you can see little twin Cessnas and whatever else just lurking around the skies. That'd be pretty cool. Apparently there's another aircraft inbound, 2,000 feet, and then the one over there at 1,300 feet. And okay, that's a lot of traffic. You know what that'll be? That'll be the Bovingdon hold into Heathrow. I can pretty much guarantee. Maybe not. Yeah, there's Bovingdon, so I bet you they're all into the hold there, to Heathrow. My rudder keeps spiking. I'm kind of sad. SideTech, please make better equipment. I'm bored of this now. My left toe brake has a problem with spiking. It just randomly spikes out. And then the left pedal also does the same thing. Right. In the spirit of not using the entire runway, I am going to depart from here. Because screw that extra taxi for what it's worth. Probably going to regret that decision. Strobes, landing lights, takeoff, everything's good. Ding the cabin. We'll go from Lima 1. The approach path is clear, and TCAS confirms that. In-flight executive jet center, whatever that is. And we'll keep it rolling. Turn the clock on. Line up. Perfect. Right. 50%. Manflex, SRS, runway, and auto thrust is blue. There's 80, although Airbus calls 100 apparently, so there's 100. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. And gear up. Small bit of wind to the right. And climb power. I love that climb power noise on the Airbus. It's so well done. You can disarm the spoilers. I'm not going to follow the flight director until we've made that full left-hand turn, because I'm not doing 250 knots around this turn. We'll never make any sort of accurate turn with that. Anyway, we'll reset the altitude up to 37,000. We'll fly up to 370. Okay. Now we can start to speed up. Take a quick look out the window. Hello England, how are you doing? Mandatory wing view coming up. Okay, flaps coming up. We'll set standard pressure. Ditch the lights. I'm gonna go direct to Barkway just so it straightens up that flight director. There we go. Perfecto. And there we have it, Stansted in the background. We are in a decent enough climb. Autopilot in. Make sure open climb is selected. $856 miles, 3.7 tons to land remaining, and there's an aircraft 2,000 feet below me. Apparently, I don't know if we'll be able to see them. But there you go.
Traffic, traffic.
Okay, we're probably going to crash. Where is that traffic? Eyes out the window, guys. It's 300 feet to the left. Oh, it's above us, so it's descending. I don't know why I read that as a minus. Where are you? 400 feet? Oh, it's what the? Oh, it's there! There it is. I don't know what it is, though. I can't zoom in. I'll have to look out the wing and see what it is. Unless it comes close enough to us. You can see it there, just that little black dot. It looks like a fixed wing aircraft. Oh well. It's gone now, no problem. Okay, there we go then. Cue the cool music and the mandatory wing views. Well, well, well. What goes up must come down. My in-flight meal consisted of a baguette, priced at £12.99, and some Lipton P iced tea. Ice tea. I don't know what iced tea is. Maybe that should be a thing. Anyway, we're just approaching Corda, top of descent. Well, pretty much now, but I kind of missed it because I was a little bit late getting back. Seems like we're going to be faced with some interesting weather. But we'll program the arrival anyway. It's runway 24 down on the ground at Ibiza. So it's the quarter to November, apparently. It's the ILS approach for runway 24, and then quarter 3 November, my bad, from Bebez. We can insert that, and we can... Oh dear, I just pressed clear on the wrong thing, and now we probably have a problem. Okay, it's okay, it's okay. Can we go direct ADX? Daily X, free shout out. Anyway, yeah, so 123 miles we need to descend. So we'll kick that off now. We'll also flick the seatbelt signs on. There we go. And then I need to get some weather information about Ibiza, and you can hear the sound just completely disappear when I click on my other screen, which is really, really annoying, but there's very little I can do about it. But anyway, 210 degrees at 8 knots. There's the wind, transition altitude 6,000 feet. And Cav OK. It's only 17 degrees. Oh no, it's not. It's 28 degrees. Stansted was 17 degrees. And the QNH is 1011. 850 feet minimums today. And I'm going to go config 3. Why not? Give us 133 is the map. There we go. Job's a good one. We're on the descent. So it routes, let me just turn the brightness of the weather radar down a bit. So it routes ADX, then a right turn towards the ILS. It's relatively straightforward. We're going to be using auto brake low, and there's only one rapid exit taxiway, so let's see if we can make that, eh? But yeah, it looks relatively rubbish weather, to be honest, for Spain. The TAF is showing no real change. 280 degrees at 15 knots later on in the afternoon, but that's really about it. So there we go. Descent is upon us. Okay, so we are just passing 10,000 feet, so I'm going to take the automatics out completely. All of them. Throttle and autopilot. Out they go. And we'll put the landing lights on. Mandatory wing view. Bit of reflection of the water. Looks pretty nice, actually. And let's fly this thing into Ibiza. Manually. I'll just activate all the Airbus things that need to be activated. And then we'll be good to go. We're going to descend to 4,000 feet, so I'm going to set the QNH, which apparently is 1013. Now, it says 1011 on the weather forecast, but 1013 nowadays. We're not limited by any sort of speed restriction, so we can go as fast or as slow as we want. Here's the island of Ibiza. Still not identified the ILS, but it really doesn't matter because once I'm visual, everything else is going out of the window. Solid bit of scenery though. So far, looking awesome. The waves. Look at that. It's pretty cool. Start to slow down now. Descend a little bit. But you can see here there's a 15-mile ring, so there's probably about 23, 24 miles to go. We could look at the flight plan mode and see. 25, there we go. 25 miles, 7,000 feet. It's okay, it's okay. To cross Bebes at or above 4,000, and then the center fix at or above 2,000. We've got plenty of space. I'm going to take the flight director out. I would keep the landing system in place, or the ILS in place, just so you have a sort of... you can judge the glide slope a little bit better, because especially when it's a bit hazy like this, you're not going to see much until you get probably within inside about 8 miles, so... Right now it's just about playing it by ear. Look at that, perfect. There's the glide. So we are pretty much bang on where we need to be, height-wise, or altitude-wise. Now the coast kind of comes out this way and then goes that way, and Ibiza's over there somewhere, so we can't fly in a straight line because we'll end up hitting the mountains. If we put terrain data on, you'll see that, well, it doesn't really depict it that well, but there is terrain there. But we'll hug the coast as best we can. I'm sure the residents will love us for it. Altitude is still spot on. It says we need more drag, but that's just trying to meet its own constraints. That's nothing to do with how we're flying it, so we can pretty much ignore that. So we'll turn left a touch. Weird mini freeze then, that was a bit awkward. Now I can only assume that the scenery that for Ibiza has covered the whole island, like they do with Palma and the other places. It doesn't look default at all. It does actually look like they've photo-reeled the outside world, or the outside of Ibiza airport itself. Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say that isn't default. There isn't much to it. There isn't really any like custom buildings or anything like that, so, well, not that I can see. The landscape just looks to be populated by nothing really. Approaching 3,000 feet. That's the missed approach altitude as well, so it can stay there. We're not stopping at 3,000 feet, by the way. We're gonna carry on past it. We've got 12 miles to run until the runway, so plenty of room. Speed's 220 or just above 220, which is fine. 43% in 1 to keep us steady. I need to turn landing flap 3 on, so we don't get any GPWS warnings or errors on the ECAM, or the upper ECAM, or ECAS, or whatever the hell it's called in an Airbus. See the start of the harbour here. There's actually a boat just chilling out in the middle of it somewhere. And there's a localizer. Start a gentle right turn.
2,500.
There's 2,500, so we will go with flap 1. Arming the speed brakes. Seeing if I can see Ibiza. Here's the boat that I was talking about just here. And we'll take gear down. Everything will happen pretty fast now, but that's okay. Start to see the runway now. The runway's just ahead of us, just there. Take flap 2. And config 3 limitation is 185, so we can take config 3 now as well, and then that's us ready. But that's a nice little touch. The smoke, it's pretty cool. Or the steam, or whatever you want to call it. We can get rid of the landing system now. We're a little bit high, but I honestly don't mind. I'm not bothered by that one bit. We can just drop down, centralize the pappies. Maybe we'll go 3 reds, and then we'll equalize it out.
1,000.
There's 1,000. Center it
100
out,
above.
and then start to bring the nose up.
Minimum.
Not kill the speed. Perfect. Minimums for us. We're landing. Bit of power now to counteract that nose up. We'll just fly it level for a little bit. There we go. So there's 3 reds, 1 white. About to become 2 red, 2 white. More power.
500.
500 feet. Everything's stable. There we go. 2 reds, 2 white.
$400. 300. 200. 100. 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
It'll get down eventually. There we go. There's reverses, green, and decel. Keep it straight with the pedals. 80. Or 60. Manual braking. And welcome to Ibiza, where the local time is approaching. Let's see. Don't actually know. 1:30 in the afternoon. And it's 28 degrees. Talk about it being blisteringly warm. Okay, we'll vacate here. Strobes, landing lights, taxi lights on, turn offs can go off, actually we don't need them. And we can clean up everything. De-arm the spoilers, and turn the transponder off. And turn to the right here. What airlines have we got in today? Is that a Ryanair? I think I can see a Ryanair. Yeah, there's a Ryanair just parked in the zone over there, and then some sort of small regional jet. Stop the clock. 2 hours and 12 minutes. Predicted 2 hours and 7, so we are 5 minutes late. But it's okay. We will be forgiven. But yeah, the scenery is it's really, really nice. I mean, to be honest, the original Ibiza I thought was pretty decent. I guess they just upgraded the textures, but yeah, it's the same layout. There's very little has changed. But no, it's good. It's good. It's good. I can't complain. And all of the Balearic scenery is spot on. But I guess it's because it's so remote. It's out in the middle of nowhere, so they can put a lot of effort into it and not, you know, suffer with OOMs and stuff like that. But I mean, the scenery is what, 1.9 gig, I think it is, or it's either 1.9 or 1.19. I can't remember. But it's still pretty hefty for what it is. Right, so where can we park? The jetways are not dynamic. They are static, unless you have AES and FSX. But AES doesn't work in P3D, so you yeah, you're pretty stuck actually with the gates. So I really dislike developers that don't make static gate or dynamic gates. So I just don't use them. I just go elsewhere. Although they are very, very high detail. You can see that just from looking at them. It's a shame that they actually don't function. Anyway, we'll try and pull into one of these remote stands, I think. So 14, is that 14? Yeah, 14 will do. Taxi light off. We'll turn right into the stand here. And then we're going left to park up, so let's have a look, swing it out this way. And then a bit of braking. And then all the way around. And apparently it stopped. Okay, let's try that again. I need to see where the line is actually. There it is. That's actually pretty much spot on. This is a problem with my Cytec pedals. The brake gets stuck on when you put the rudder full left. It's really annoying. Look at it. Oh well. Thanks, Cytec. Greatness achieved. Just really screwed my parking up there, but whatever. Right, that'll do. We can stop there. That is massively over the line. But oh well. We tried. Okay, I forgot to turn the APU on. Of course I did. Let's have a look outside. Yeah, look at that. Oh dear. Oh dear. A321-757 is back there. A31X is back there. Oops. Ryanair's there. What was that aircraft over there? Weird. The APU is coming online, don't worry. We will be shut down momentarily. We can turn the GPWS flap off now. And we can turn the terrain off. We can put the chocks in and the traffic cones. APU is available. Goodbye, engines. Turn off the pumps. And last but not least, the beacon and the seatbelt. There we go. Welcome to Ibiza. So, we parked so askew that GSX doesn't even recognize where we are. So I can't even use GSX to bring it to the aircraft. But yeah, fun flight. Stansted to Ibiza. Was pretty cool. Hope you enjoyed it as always. And yeah, back in the swing of things now. I forgot to say actually when I was introducing the video. I'm actually now using a Thrustmaster Warthog. I went out and got a Thrustmaster Warthog to replace my X55. So, yeah. I may do a giveaway of the X55, considering I have zero use for it at the moment. Unless SciTech bring out drivers, and then if they do, then I'll use it as a sort of backup device, just in case the Warthog dies. But yeah, good fun. I thank you for your patience in the couple of weeks that I've not been posting videos. And as I said, back to normal now. A lot of people asking about the Discover Great Britain series with Paul. That will return, I assume, this week. We had some interesting confliction even of schedules. First of all, I was in Western and he was available. Then he was in Germany at Gamescom and I was available. And then, of course, when we both got back, I had the problems with SciTech. So, yeah, it's kind of a bit weird. It was a bit hit and miss, but it's not gone anywhere. We've not cancelled it. It will be back. And we'll also be doing some other cool stuff as well in the not-too-distant future. So, again, thanks for your patience and also your continued support. It is much appreciated. And I'm going to stop waffling now because I don't really have much more to say. Aerosoft Ibiza. That is all, if you're wondering what the scenery is. Okay, from myself and this brightly coloured air... Oh my god, I can't speak. From myself and this brightly coloured aircraft, I bid you farewell. Enjoy the rest of your week. And until the next video, which will be very, very soon, take care all, and good afternoon. Bye-bye.